Hey, welcome back. We're back on the 1950 Dodge Flathead 230 engine. Got the sleeve in it, got some guides, and seats, and now we're getting ready to surface it. Come along.
Just coming off the engine. This on here.
Hey, good morning. Back on the 1950 Dodge Flathead. You know, if I keep working on this thing, it's going to get done here pretty soon, isn't it? So I'm going to measure this thing to make sure that the some calipers. I'm measuring the deck on this end and the other end to make sure that the deck is parallel with the crankshaft center line. Because I'm going to surface this, let me bring you over here. So this is the picture I usually use. This has got the head plate on it. But usually I put the crankshaft main line on this bar and I set this bar to 0 at each end. With this block, I'm not going to use a bar. I'm going to use these risers, clamp it, I'll show you how I do it. So I have to make sure the block and the pan rail are parallel with the crankshaft center line. So I'll get it measured and get it up in the machine, and let's see how it goes, huh? I almost forgot. I'm going to do one more once over on this thing, because once it goes into that surfacer, it's going to go into the hone, and then it's going to go into the wash. So there's going to be no more detail work. So I'm going to tap all the oil galley plugs. Like I said, run over it with a wire wheel. You guys don't need to see that on time lapse, do you? Because I'll film it. Here you go. Hang on. Okay, I'm starting out here with all the pipe plugs. Inside, there's 3 of them. 1 on each end, 3/8 on each end. Now to the other end, there's either 3/8. 1/4 inch right here on the side. This is a water plug. Got to make sure they're clean. Now I'm going to go down all the bolt holes, every single bolt hole here. They're just full of crud. You know, this, I don't know how many years this engine has been apart. It was very, very rusty. Probably sitting in some field. The head was on it, obviously. The customer took it apart. He brought it to me. It was all disassembled. It's an old pickup, 1950, 3/4 ton Dodge pickup truck. Okay, now I'm doing the side cover bolts here. There's 4 of them. Holds these side cover on. Now here's the oil pump mounting surface, and a couple of studs were out. A couple bolt holes in the back here. Now the bell housing. All that crud out of there. Now I'm going to do the pan rail. Going down one by one. I got to be careful with this. It's a smaller tap. A little bit of finesse. Just going down. You can't see my head, obviously, because I don't have anybody to film for me. Anyway, now to the other side. Down the pan rail again. One by one. I'm oiling this every couple holes. These are all the way through. I'm not blowing them out. They go all the way through. Now the last thing I'm going to do here is the main bolts. I went and got my drill for this. Works out a lot faster that way. Last hole. That was a lot of bolt holes. I want to show you something about these tap handle here. See this little baby tap? It goes way down in there. There's another set of jaws in there that you can put a bigger tap into. So this has 2 different size taps, in case you were wondering. I almost put it in the hone. I remembered there was a little lip on here on the edges of the bearing right here, over here. It doesn't matter, except it matters to me. So I used a round file and just did that all the way along the block. Then I took a flat file. You got to be careful if you do this. Just don't even do it. You just run over there just ever so slightly on the parting line. Ever so slightly. Make sure there's no burrs. All right. Now let's go into the surfacer. Hey, I was going to try to get this get it going tonight, but it's too late. I'm going to go home, okay? Can I go home? Hey, I want to show you something because I'll forget tomorrow on the hold. I don't even know if this will show up. This is a square. This is how I'm going to deck it. No, I'm just kidding. The crankshaft is not in the center. It's hard to show up. The crank is not in the center of the bore, it's that way. I've told people that I can move bores around. They say, oh, you can't move it around. You move a bore around 10, 20, 30 thousandths. It don't care. All right? You guys have a good night, and we'll see you in the morning. Bye. Hey, happy Tuesday. You came back. Hey, wait. I think Bear wanted to say hi. Say hi, Bear. Good morning. Got a little spot there with a blanket. So, where we last left off. Okay, now we're gonna get this surfaced. I got in plate. I got this one on. He's just clamped down against the side of the block here. I'll check the deck and make sure it's sitting in the machine straight, because we know now that the pan rail is parallel to the main line, so the deck will be parallel to the crankshaft. And it already is. We're just going to keep it that way. But I don't know if you guys realize the attention to detail I put into this thing. See these studs? Factory studs. I shined them, made them look nice. Didn't work on this right away this morning. I got other stuff going on, obviously. I have to make money on stuff, and this thing I'm not making anything on, really. I enjoy working on it, and I hope you enjoy watching me do it. So let me get you up on the dealie, and I'm just going to bolt it in, hyperlapse. So hang on to your breakfast. Okay, first thing we do when we put something in the machine, we're going to service it. We make sure it won't come out. You really try to get it out of the machine, because this thing will get it out if we don't. So I'm going to check this just for kicks. I already know it's going to be bad. This is a profilometer. It tells me the roughness average. We use this on a lot of things. So it has a probe here, and it just goes back and forth across the surface and gets a reading. There's also standards in here. This probably isn't going to be good for my machine because it's going to be so rough. So let me get you down here where you can see. Put it somewhere. Here we go. Oops, it's got to be sitting flat. Now this is sanded. You got to find a spot where it's not falling into a hole. There, that looks pretty good. Let me get you down here. Okay, just push this button. I don't know how to film it. But there it goes. Going back now. And it's done. I bet it's going to be horrible. So they recommend 50 or below. I always get them down to 20 or so. This is going to be really, really rough. 71. Before I check the level, every morning before we run this machine, I pull up on this lever, and I just pulled it up. This oils the ways underneath here. Since I'm showing you this machine, I put this box on here. This is the speed controller. It goes left and right, and it's adjustable feet per minute. Okay, let's see how it's sitting here. We got a precision level. This bubble's 2 that way, which is where it's set. Just how it is. I keep this little level on this side to know that this is the right hand side of my level. 2 to the left. Let's look at it this way. This is going to be towards me now. 2 again this way. I just how my level is. I don't want to change anything. But I got this handy dandy device. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know how to zoom. Yeah, I do. So this has a dial indicator here. And I'm just going to hold it down here. And I'm just making a random 0. This is 0. There we go, 0. Now, let's run it down to this thing, huh? Okay, I stopped right on top of the sleeve. Let's see what it is. Right on 0. This is damn close. This would work if I say I was in frame doing this. This would work just like it is. Let's come off the edge now, slowly. And there we are, 0 on the deck. So let's make a witness mark. Glasses on. I'm right on top of the sleeve. Yes. witness pass. Just coming off the end here. Let's see what we got. Pitting. Here's that spot that's not going to clean. Right here. I'll show you in a minute. Turn this up. So, it's really hard to show up. I got a little bit of discoloration here. I think you can see it. We got to get that clean. I would run. I mean, it'd run, but you know, we're going to do it better. So we're pitting. We're not going to get rid of all this pitting. It's just not going to go away. It's okay. Doesn't hurt anything. Let's make another pass. Probably another 2000s, I think. See what happens. Here we go. This is after that 2000s pass again. We got 8000s total off the deck now. I don't like this spot right here. Right there. It'll work just fine. I'm just going to take another thou up and a thou back. First, I'm going to break this edge with a file because this thing will cut you, and so I can't send it out like that. Plus, it'll cut a little bit better. It almost drags a little bit. Not anything to worry about. The surface finish is beautiful. We'll check it when I'm done. We're going to have a way lower number than that 70 run, I guarantee you. Or it ain't coming out of this machine. So here we go. I just got a regular file here. A file only works one direction. It cuts this way, not that way. So don't put pressure backwards. You see people run files and they zzz, 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 zzz. No. You can go backwards, don't push. Forward. That's the direction a file cuts. And if you use your file in this direction always, and don't drag it backwards if you can help it, it's going to last a lot longer. Stay sharp longer. Just be a better tool. I'm just breaking this edge. There, I just did it backwards here. Even I do stuff sometimes. Machine's kind of in the way. I'll file this better when I get it out on the bench. I'm just breaking this edge for now. I'll do that to this edge. It gets razor sharp. So let's get to cutting. There you go, came out, I think, pretty nice. Like I said, these aren't going to go away, that pitting, but it doesn't affect anything. Look at my sleeve. Now I know things on camera, it'll hide a lot of stuff, but this thing came out excellent. You can just see the little bit of difference in material color there. I don't know if that picks up. But let's see what the robot says, huh? Let me go get him. Put this on here. I did check the calibration of the probe there. Let me get you down here. Okay, here we go. Probing. There it goes back in. See it? It's going out. 24. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get her out there. Get it out of here. I can't even talk. Get it out of here and put it on the bench. Appreciate you guys following me along in this build. Now all we got left to do is hone it. So I think I'm going to pass this off to David. Let him do the honing. I got to do the rods. Thanks a lot for coming along. Hey, there's always a link to something somewhere on any one of my things. And thanks again. And be nice. Bye. Hey, I know I said goodbye. Remember this area I told you wasn't going to clean? I'm a little worried about it. The only thing I'm worried about is that going to flake off. The piston, we got a bunch of meat before we get to that first ring, so the whole top of this bore doesn't do anything other than just be there. So I'm going to take a round file, not precision work here, I'm just going to bust some of that rust out of there. This does not need a sleeve. I'm just doing this to prevent any debris that'll go down in them fresh bores and just scratch them. We don't need to scratch them, do we? That's all I'm going to do. I know I said goodbye. I guess we'll say goodbye again. Bye.